It's the team meeting before the 2018 Champions League final in Kiev, and everyone's waiting for Jurgen Klopp to find the right words. Liverpool go into the game against Real Madrid with a degree of confidence, but they also know that they are underdogs. There's tension in the room. Klopp is about to speak, but first, he lifts up his top and stuffs it back into his underwear. The players are looking at him and then at each other, puzzled. Then, one by one, they notice the branding on Klopp's boxer shorts. We saw he was wearing the boxer shorts of Cristiano Ronaldo, Jorginho Wijnaldum recalls. He did the meeting with his shirt stuffed inside his CR7 boxers. The whole changing room was on the floor laughing their heads off. That really broke the ice. Usually in those situations everyone is serious and concentrated, but he was relaxed and made this joke. Ronaldo and Madrid would have the last laugh on the night, with Real Madrid winning 3-1. But Wijnaldum is still smiling, thinking back to that scene a year later. It's one of his favourite Klopp stories, he says, a neat illustration of the German's ability to anticipate his team's mood and to change it by means of physical comedy if necessary. He's done hundreds of jokes like that, Wijnaldum says. If you see that your manager is really confident and relaxed, it will have an effect on players. He's a father figure. With his jokes and his body language, he takes the pressure off the players. Klopp is close to many of Liverpool's players, but his relationship with Wijnaldum is so strong that it transcends the professional, the Dutchman says. When I have problems, I can always go to the manager. I can text him a few days before and ask if he has a minute for me. He's always curious about what it is. Is it something bad, good? What is it? He always tries to empathise with the other person, to feel what they are going through. He's a really special man for me. I see him as more than a manager, a really good friend. Klopp, he adds, goes out of his way to ensure that Wijnaldum can see his family who live in the Netherlands. They met for a long personal chat at the manager's house in Formby before completing the midfielder's £25 million transfer from Newcastle in the summer of 2016, but unusually it was Wijnaldum who had tapped up Klopp, in a literal sense, during Liverpool's visit to Tyneside 6 months earlier. He's the kind of man who takes you aback when he looks at you. We had a few moments like that in the first half. When we walked off the pitch, I was behind him, and I tapped him on one shoulder but was standing on the other side. He looked the other way. That was the first moment we really had contact, and the classic schoolboy prank worked. Friends and players from other teams often want to know if the Klopp they see is the same man once the spotlight's off. Everyone asks me how he is as a person. Is it fake what he does on the sidelines? No, that's how he is. Even in training he's the same, that's just how he is. In one particular aspect, however, Klopp's behaviour last season was a little misleading. The Liverpool boss was less animated on the touchline than in recent years, seemingly more relaxed. Wijnaldum insists that the manager's public placidity should not be confused with a more forgiving attitude. On the inside he is totally the same as before, the 28-year-old says. He tries to keep us with both feet on the ground. At the beginning of the season, when we were winning games, he was sometimes angry and mad at us because we were not 100% focused. He was like, do everything right, work right, put in 100%. That is what brings us here. Every slip will let it go. It can be the other side again. He kept us with both feet at the ground. Klopp's leave everything on the pitch approach can be unnerving. Sometimes it can be a lot for a player. You're busy with the game and sometimes it's not going well, then you see him at the side yelling at you. You're not allowed to bend over to take a rest or show that you are tired. He wants you to stand up and show the opposition that you are not tired. It's very demanding, but he's always trying to help you as a player to go forward. Wijnaldum himself has fallen short of Klopp's high expectations in a handful of games. He bore the brunt of his manager's ire after the 2-0 away defeat to Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League group stage, for example. I played a really bad game. A lot of times he says that when I start a game badly, it never becomes good during the game. As he said in front of everyone, I could see it in your eyes and in your body language, this was going to be a game like that. And I was like, whoa, I don't need that in this moment. But in the end, if you analyse it, he was right. He didn't say it to break me, but to help me. Sometimes it's difficult for me how he reacts or shouts, but if you ask me if I would like him to change, I would say absolutely not. He is the kind of manager that will be angry about things in the game or show you emotion during a game, but when it comes to half time, he speaks with you and gives you confidence. You can do it better. You have to do this, have to do that. He's one of the first managers I've had who doesn't get angry when you try to do the things that you're good at. He will never be angry when you try to use your talent or quality, even if it goes wrong. Since I'm at Liverpool, he's helped me a lot, not only with football, but also as a person, the way that you think about things. And that is why I enjoy every day of working with him. I can be really mad at him one day, but the next day the anger is gone, and we will love each other again. The script for this video, written by Raphael Honigstein, was originally featured on The Athletic, the best place to read about football online.